Hello everybody, welcome back to Simulated Heaven and welcome back to Assetto Corsa. It's been a while. So, I am in the career mode, that is why I'm in the Fiat Abarth. I will explain in a minute while I'm driving. So, sounds like a tractor. So, I am in Vallelunga. Can't say that at all. This is the first career mode thing. It's a hot lap thing, career mode. I've been waiting. I've owned Assetto Corsa for quite a long time, but I've been waiting. I did a few videos when the game first came out a while back. Well, it wasn't when it first came out, it was like quite soon after it came out, and I could see it had a lot of potential, but I was kind of waiting for it to get a bit more featured, to improve stuff a bit more, because the problem is when you get these early access games, sometimes if it's a game that you've been really waiting for, that you've been anticipating a lot, you have to be careful, because early access, sometimes a game can, you know, it can kind of slightly taint your experience, you know. But now that the game has been around for somewhat of a longer time, there's a lot more content, the game is a lot more finished, so I thought it was a good opportunity to jump right in. And the career mode excites me a lot, because one of the things you find in a lot of simulator games, very often they don't do the career mode. Like R-Factor 2 doesn't have a career mode, most sim games don't have a career mode. Of course, iRacing you can do almost like an online career mode, but that's not quite the same, is it? And I do really enjoy doing career modes in games, in racing games. Like, this is why I still bought Grid Autosport, because that has a career mode, and I just enjoy the feeling of you are kind of coming up through the ranks. You start off as a nothing, you end up as a racing driver. I do really like that, and I've been brought up playing those kind of career modes, you know, all my life really. Obviously when I was younger it was more arcadey games, but yeah, it is very exciting to see a game like this having a career mode. I am aware that Project Cars also has a career mode, but every time I try it, it feels like it's not at all finished. You know, it's like very early. So I'm kind of waiting on the Project Cars career mode, but this one appears to be, I don't know, a bit more ready. So here I am. I'm in the first career mode event, Vallelunga, in Spain, I believe. I could be wrong. Whoopsie. Kind of overdid it there, didn't I? And I thought this would be a good opportunity in the Fiat Abarth to kind of talk about my current feelings of what I feel whilst driving. Now, it goes without saying the graphics are pretty amazing. I would say that I prefer these to Project Cars somewhat. I know in previous videos I've talked about, I almost get this weird feeling with Project Cars graphics, almost like there's some weird like hue or feeling or something over the graphics which just make it seem a bit weird to me. Whereas with this game, the graphics feel really nice, really well, too fast, really well developed. They look really nice, really realistic. I don't know, I just really like the style of graphics in this game. The lighting is amazing. I love the lighting. I love the way that you can see the dirt on your windscreen being reflected in the light and stuff like that. I think that's really awesome. Now, the handling, I mean, I have this on Pro, of course, because I'm Pro. Only joking, but yeah. I have it on Pro because obviously I like to have it without any assists and as realistic as possible. And the handling feels really nice. It does. It feels very realistic in this particular car. I mean, obviously, my idea is to go through the career mode. I'm not going to do videos on everything in the career mode, but to kind of do a series of videos on the career mode. And obviously, as I play more of the career mode, I'll get a better idea as to the overall feeling of handling over a wide variety of cars. but certainly with this car, the handling feels really nice. Force feedback is really nice, especially the curbs and the different surfaces. So when I go over the like asphalt, like the green areas at the side of the track, I don't know what material that is. It's almost like a kind of rubberized kind of material, I suppose, in a way. When I go over there, it feels, you know, really nice on the different surfaces. I would still say though, at the moment, R Factor 2 has the best force feedback and the tyre model and stuff like that. I think that the handling in this is up there with R Factor 2. It might even be slightly better than R Factor 2, excuse me, in terms of handling and physics. But in terms of the tyre model and the feeling you get through the road and the force feedback, I still think R Factor 2 is the number one. Oh no, what am I doing? Oh, we're going to do a big slide. I still think R Factor 2 is the best, but obviously this game is still in development. You know, they could improve it. You kind of feel like the force feedback, like the tyre model force feedback, when you go off of the track and you're on the different surfaces, it feels good. Whoa. But, and I'm on the grass, but when you're on the track, it feels like there's almost like a gap somewhere in the force feedback, whereas in R Factor 2 you feel every little bump of the road. You really feel in touch with the road surface while you're driving. So, like I said, this is my first foray back into Assetto Corsa. It could be, obviously, that with more time, and let's look at a replay to see replay graphics. But it could obviously be that with trying out a wider variety of cars, I might start to have a slightly different opinion of the handling overall when looking at a variety of cars. Let's move this forward a bit, shall we? But yeah, I'm certainly impressed. I'm happy that I'm back in Assetto Corsa. Like I said, I plan on making a series of videos on the career mode, you know, to go over the different cars that I'm driving in the career mode. Yeah, so I mean, you can see the replay, like the graphics on the replay. I would say these are some of the best graphics in a racing simulator. Like I said, lots of people always talk about project cars, but for me, I mean, it might be something to do with my setup, but every time I try to get project cars looking amazing, it just always looks slightly weird to me. There's some weird feeling there about the graphics that make it not so realistic, whereas this, the graphics seem really crisp, really clear, realistic, really good modelling, really nice environment. It seems to be running at a good frame rate and everything like that. Yeah, so I'm really impressed with the game. Great to be back in. The early signs are great. I'm sure that they'll be working on their force feedback and the tyre model to make it as good as they can, and I'm sure they'll keep improving it, but you know, we will see how it goes. And as I drive a wider variety of cars, like I said, I might start to reformulate my idea about that. But yeah, thank you for watching this first video back in Assetto Corsa, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching and goodbye.